It's fucking Spooktober, boys. We are in Spooktober season. Here are my thoughts on the Jets game. For personal reasons, I drugged the Jets a little bit in the offseason. So here are my thoughts on Taylor Lewan. So we got a little segment called Man of the People with Jack McPherson. Fans are so quick to bury the boys early in the year when it's September. Trusted you, Mike Vrabel, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, grow a sack, Luke. Other than that, I'm a podcaster. I don't know shit. So in a horror movie you're trapped in, you easily survived. Blasco. Nebraska's beating the shit out of Michigan as far as the t-shirt drive goes. That still Presidente himself, but I knew he wasn't going to come to the rescue. Like, Michigan's not about loyalty like Nebraska. I'm playing a little joke for the podcast, but I'm not fucking around. And you laugh, but I went to bed until I was about 14.
Oh, you thought it was over. Haddonfield, Illinois, October 31st, 1978. The camera once again pans down through lovely little trees. You think it's over. You think I've been here before. You see a giant house, a little bit bigger than the last one you saw. You see Laurie Stroud, who thinks she's just gotten over the worst night of her entire life. She tells two children, you need to go, you need to call the police, you need to get out of here. These kids run out of the building, and Dr. Samuel Lewis looks and he sees he's finally going to find the man he's been trying to rehabilitate his entire life. All of a sudden, Michael Myers rises, starts doing this awkward duck walk. You can tell the man's been through a lot this night. He's got a nice little wobble about him. And just when Laurie thinks it's finally fucking over, he grabs her and starts choking the life out of her like you've never seen before. Dr. Samuel starts to run up the stairs, and Laurie does one thing that definitely saves her. She pulls the mask off of Michael Myers, and you finally see his beautiful face. He's a young man. He's been through it all. He's seen it all, but he only wants Laurie Stroud. He puts his mask back on, only to take not one, not two, but 7 shots in the heart, chest, and shoulder. He falls off the back balcony, and they think it's gone. Laurie Stroud says, "That was the boogeyman?" And Doctor says, "In fact, that was." He walks over, checks the balcony, looking for Michael Myers, and only sees the outline of what used to be a man laying there fatal. And you know right then and there, the leaves have fallen, the spook has risen, and we have 31 days of fright, because we're on Spooktober round 2 with the fucking boys!
We'll just talk through it. We'll talk through it. Hey, cheers, boys. Better days ahead. Tough times don't last. Tough people do. So that was for the Titans. And sorry, went down the wrong pipe for a second. Oh, so the Titans lost. Heartbreaker, dude. Welcome to Bussin' with the Boys. I am your host, your co-host, Will Compton, seated next to me. If you guys are watching YouTube, you guys see what's seated next to me. We got baby Michael Myers. This episode is brought to you by the Chevy Silverado, the strongest, most advanced Silverado ever. Football season is in full swing, and it's time to up your tailgate game. The available multi-flex tailgate with 6, not 5, 6 convenient configurations will give you a step up on your tailgate game. There's the primary tailgate, which opens up with the push of a button or on the key fob from the inside of your truck. The inner gate also folds into a large step for easily getting in and out of the bed. There's an easy access configuration where the inner gate folds down, allowing you to reach farther in the bed. So no more belly flopping, no more diving to try and grab something that's deep in the tailgate. You now have an easy access configuration that allows you to get farther into that bed. It can also become a desk or a solid surface for your tailgating meal. So you could be tailgating. You could have, you know, the countdown on, the Barstool football show on, playing on your iPad, sitting right there on your desk, solid surface of the tailgate. And you could also be, you know, flipping some dogs, flipping some burgers, grilling up some barbecue. I'm a big barbecue guy. Get some baked beans. You guys know I'm a big baked beans guy. Get that stuff brewing a little bit. Throw a little bacon over top of it. Add in a little ketchup. What else? Some onions, some peppers. And hey, I'm telling you, you set that up.
Crazy.
What?
That breath.
Yeah, that breath goes hard. That breath goes crazy. But the Chevy Silverado, modern, advanced with tons of grit, and it is a partner in getting things done. The Silverado is strong and dependable, just like you guys who drive them each and every day. And shout out all you guys, all you tier ones who have bought Chevy Silverados. Hey, no S word. I can't cuss during the ad read. But dude, JP actually has footage of a dude at our tailgate swearing by the Chevy. looking at me, explaining to me how he got rid of his what was it? Was it a Nissan?
No, he got rid of a Toyota.
Toyota. And he was like, listen, I'm gonna take a shot. These guys talk about the Chevy Silverado every week. He got the Chevy. Dude's obsessed with it.
But he looks exactly like a Chevy guy.
Oh, he's built like a Chevy Silverado.
Yeah.
He looks durable. He looks sturdy. But all he was talking about was the performance of it and everything else. He's like, man, I'm so glad I made that decision. Not to sell you guys on it. Of course, I'm trying to sell you guys on it. But this is a true story. This is based on a true story. And there's no fluff in that. JP's got the footage. We'll even post it for you guys. But yeah, that's our Chevy Silverado. Go to a Chevy dealership near you. The boys personally, I love Freeland Chevy here in Nashville. They're for the people and they're about the people. So yeah, let's get to our house cleaning. Thank God we got that energy, Bloss. It is Spooktober. Hey, it's fucking Spooktober, boys. We are in Spooktober season. I hope you guys enjoyed your first weekend of Spooktober. JP, did you do anything?
I did. I went to a haunted trail in Kentucky.
Really?
Yeah.
Tell us more. What was the name of it?
I don't know if it's really haunted, but it was spooky.
That counts, though.
Right.
That counts. Like, anytime you and the boys or you and your gal, you guys look up some stuff on Google and you're like, yo, let's go check this spooky shit out. Like, that's spookier than the fluff you go out paying a ticket and buying your way into a haunted house.
Yeah, no, it was real.
Did you see anything? Would you?
I did, but I've heard that if I speak about what I saw, that it's going to come true. So I don't know if I want to bring it up.
Bring it up, man.
I'll paint the picture for you. We're in the middle of a lake, right? And there's a strip of land that like divides the lake in half. And then there's a ton of trees and just one small opening. And that's just pitch black dark inside. And this is in the middle of daytime.
You went there in daylight.
Yeah, but the opening is dark. Everything inside that opening is dark.
Okay. Did you go in this dark place?
No, I didn't go in it.
Why didn't you go in?
I was scared.
In the day?
Yeah, in the daytime.
My girl was scared.
So you had to be a rock. You had to be next to her. Like, hey.
Well, I just supported her decision not to go in.
Anybody else do anything? Anybody else do anything worth talking about? I know the boy. So I'll get into that whenever I talk about free agency, because it's actually a story that goes into all of last week for the boy. But whoever's about to speak, I know Garrett just started laughing because it seemed like I cut somebody off. Jack, did you do something?
I watched a scary movie. Garrett and I both did.
Well, you guys should be watching a scary movie every day. We're talking about weekends. Your one-time spook.
Well, we watched a 4-hour long scary movie on CBS.
Okay. What was the scary movie?
It was the Titans game.
I was not ready for that. Are we about to get into that?
No, you just asked if we did anything spooky.
Yeah,
we didn't really do anything spooky.
Yeah, hey, that was brutal. That was brutal. The Titans did. That was a heartbreaker, dude. I can't talk about it too much, man. Like, it sucks, right? It sucks. Yep. Like, we lost to the Jets.
Yeah.
And not only, like, for personal reasons, I drugged the Jets a little bit in the offseason. When I went to New York with Garrett, I'm tweeting about, I think, the Jets, and people are trying to body bag me left and right, but I'm unfazed. But now that they beat us this past weekend, it feels a little different. And, you know, I hate that fat Randy. He missed fat Randy. I hate that fat Randy missed that field goal at the end because the boy was clutch. He was hitting, he was knocking down what he was supposed to. You need 7 on one of those first 3 field goals. You need 7. And I hated it for my man Brewer, who came in for Ben Jones. Big fan of Ben Jones, big fan of Brewer. And I felt for Brew because he's got to come in. Center seems like, over the years of watching, seems like a tough gig to get into when you're coming off the bench cold. And then you have a botched snap that crushed that drive to where the boys were rolling to go and get in the end zone. Defense giving up too many X plays. I know that the boys will be talking about that. You know, it sucks, dude. Do we have any questions? Did we have any questions in Twitter that asked about the game?
We had just one asking about right after the game.
We
on the screen now,
because we can do the thing. Can we talk about the boy getting Gatorade dumped on him all the wrong place, right time? Hey, that was, I got a chuckle out of that. I saw that in the post credits or whatever it was. And I was like, oh, that's a tough look for the boy. That can easily be a meme. That can be made into a meme. You know what I mean? It can be made into a meme. You know what I mean? But we can also do the thing too, to where we say, because we got to understand, we have tier 1s, tier 2s, tier 3s. Like, we got fans of the pod that listen to this pod. Like, any haters who listen to this pod, it's like,
We got fans of the pod who listen to this pod.
But what I'm saying is, we can do the thing where we like bring up a question. Here are my thoughts on the Jets game. And then that can go into the trailer. You know what I'm saying? And then the fans who listen to the pod, we know that we troll, we have a good old time. It's just like when I was rallying up the Oklahoma fans a couple weeks ago. They thought somebody was arguing to die on the hill that I was super serious about whatever I was talking about. I don't even remember what I was saying. I think I said like 30, you said
34-14.
34-14?
Yeah.
Like, we win that game, no problem.
Yeah.
And somebody's like, no, he is serious. Look at the way he is saying that. He's not laughing. He's not doing anything. But if you listen to the pod, JP's like, I had to cut it because you laugh like literally immediately after. If we make those kicks, if we make those field goals and that extra point, because you got to remember, the extra point got taken back to the house for an extra 2 points. That was a 3-point swing right there on an extra point after putting up a good tutty. We make those kicks and that extra point, we're winning the game. Like, we're beating number 3 Oklahoma. We're storming the field because the rivalry's back. Thank God for his insane timing with editing his videos. But we can always do the thing where we bring up certain questions and then people are like, oh my God, he's going to talk about some shit. And then they get in the pod and then, everybody right now, they're kind of like chuckling, giggling a little bit with us.
So it was like, Will, whose fault is it that the Titans lost this weekend? And that's where we'll cut it right there.
Yeah. If your voice is in, I thought you were asking from back there, and I'm thinking to myself right now, how do you expect me to present
Please
that?
don't ask me that question.
So here are my thoughts on Taylor Lewan. But yeah, dude, man of the people. We have a new segment. It was birthed. Is that the right word? Birthed?
Yes.
Birthed?
Yes, both.
Either one plays. On Buck Rising's radio show, Bussin with Buck, he likes to do like a great value version of Bussin with the Boys because he wants to be tied to us. But we had a segment that Jack McPherson went on his show last week with the boy. We went on his radio show, and the boy had some really encouraging, a really good fan perspective. And he said a lot of things that I can't necessarily say because it comes better from him because he relates to it a lot better than I do, as far as like the emotional ties and emotional connection that fans have to the Tennessee Titans. So we got a little segment called Man of the People with Jack McPherson. And Jack, how are you feeling about the Titans game?
I mean, to the shot.
Let the people see you.
There are a lot of emotions went through my head yesterday, a lot this morning. Feeling kind of numb, to just everything. But I think that will fade. Because as a man of the people, and we all are that man, you got to show up every day, no matter how bad it is. So it's Monday, we're here, we're taking shots, to numb that numbness. But if you remember last season too, we lost to the Bengals, and it seemed like the end of the world.
Yeah,
And
but
then-
what were we? We were like, what, 5-2?
I think, it was definitely later in the season. I think it was week 6 or 7. I can't remember.
Point stance.
But it felt really bad losing to the Bengals last year. I remember very similar to this. But if you go check the tape from last week on the show, Corey Davis revenge game. Jets defense is really good. Everyone's just been thinking that Zach Wilson is the face of the franchise, which he is. But because he's been throwing 4 picks, that means their entire team is incapable of winning a game. Obviously, they proved otherwise. Lot of question marks in the franchise, from draft picks and J-Rob to Todd Downing.
Lightly, like we're still.
I am, but I mean, this is something that our whole fan base is wondering about. But I mean, again, it's super early in the season. We're 2-2. Big divisional game this week. Got to take a win in Jacksonville. Urban is, I mean, we saw what was going on with him this weekend. He seems distracted. Yeah.
Yeah, Urban's got some distraction. My thought with the Urban thing too, not to cut you off, you'll get your mic back because it's still Man of the People segment. But the funny thing about the Urban is I listened to his press conference this morning, and I'm just like, I'm kind of grinning as I'm watching. I'm like, man, this is the type of stuff that comes across your desk, like when you're a head coach with a player, like, and now you got to be the head man and talk about a distraction like this, or like come up with your story or whatever it may be. Like, you're having to do that as the head coach. Like, I'm just curious how hard it was probably for him to stand in front of the team.
Dude, it was a tough look. He apologizes for being a distraction to the team, and then a reporter goes, "Are you apologizing to your family?" And he kind of chuckles. He's like, "Oh yeah, he probably caught a lot of hell." But you also see those photos of his wife kissing the Florida players back in the day.
I've never seen those. We got his wife used to kiss the former players.
Yeah.
Aaron Hernandez.
No. Whoa.
I just, I didn't know.
Is it?
Yeah, it's valid.
Is it him? It even might even be Dan Mullen's wife. You can look it up. Just look up Florida coach kissing players. It's weird, but yeah, I don't know.
How much respect is he losing in the locker room after that? Like, are people still playing for him?
I have no clue because he's not my head coach. I've never been around, so I don't want to say stuff that would could be false. But
hey, it was Saturday. The man was letting loose. I can respect it to a degree. The grinding with the girl that's my age.
Yeah, but Jack, but listen though, he stayed back on the team plane.
Yeah, I know.
He didn't fly back with the team. Like, how many dudes want to not go back with the team because they would, like to go have a night out?
Yeah, I mean, as the head coach, it's pretty unacceptable. It's bad.
He said, "I can respect it."
I can respect it as, just as a man trying to blow a little steam off. But I'm also, I'm not the head coach of an NFL team, so I have a little less responsibility in that matter.
Yeah, it's Dan Mullen's. It's Dan Mullen's wife.
Oh,
Dan Mullen's wife continues.
Make that correction for sure.
Yeah, Dan Mullen's wife though still super weird.
Garrett, how are you feeling from the Titans game? From a fan's perspective, it's always hard for me being a player because I'll watch the game, I'll get frustrated, I'm sure, just like fans do. But I'm always thinking about what the solution could be other than living in the suck of it, other than living in the falling knife, right? I never try to catch a falling knife. I feel like that's what fans do. They're trying to catch a fallen knife, and they're always trying to figure out where they go from here because everybody's drowning bad. And for me, I'm like, it's early in the year. I feel like you brought up the Bengals game from last year. Even 2 years ago, the boys started off 2-4. And I know we've talked about this before, but the boys started off 2-4, about to play a Kansas City Chiefs team going into a bye week, thinking we're about to get dummied by the Chiefs. I was in Vegas by then, and during the Chiefs game, I'm literally watching the end of the game in a towel because I just got out of the cold tub. I'm standing outside the Raiders area where you can see TVs and stuff. And I'm cheering and shit like that. But they ended up beating the Chiefs going into the bye week. But again, the boys were down 2-4, ready to give up, ready to sink the ship, and they obviously went to the AFC Championship later that year. So, I'm just always curious how, fans are so quick to just bury the boys early in the year when it's September. Because I know when we're rolling in November, December, no one will even think about September.
Right. It could be the same way for that Monday night game with the Bills. That could very well be the game that catapults them into that same run they went in 2019?
Yeah. Yeah.
That could very well be that game. Primetime game. A lot to prove.
Gary, you're at a loss of words right now. I know it's tough.
Well, you went to ask me a question and then just kept talking.
That's the question.
What was the question?
How are you feeling watching that as a fan and after the game as a fan when you go in and lose to the Jets? And I'm sure you feel like all of us do. It's a game they shouldn't have lost.
Yeah, no, it's tough for sure. I'd say what made it worse is our Xfinity went out. Xfinity? So we had to watch on a phone. So everything was going against us yesterday. It is pretty wild that we lost to the Jets, but You know, kind of like Bloss said about the Monday night game. Sometimes you need that little checkup. You know, the boys need to get fired up. This shit's not easy. It's the NFL. It's easy to point fingers as a fan, but as I've learned from the boy, you know, fans can't coach on Twitter.
Twitter coaches out there, dude.
Yeah, Twitter coaches. Look, I've been one before. It's hard not to be one. It's tough, but you can't give up on your squad. And if you are, you probably just moved here in the last couple months. You know, you fake ass.
No doubt, dude. Because
That's
there'll be
half the
shit I
problem.
see. Because I was like, I remember responding to one. I'll say it was old boy from A to Z Sports, Zach or Luke. Luke, not Zach. Luke.
Lucky it's not.
And he was like, I trusted you, Mike Vrabel, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, grow a sack, Luke.
Oh yeah,
Luke. But like,
he said it like it was his girlfriend.
right. My thought from that is like, what do you mean?
Get a life.
I trusted you, Mike Vrabel. Like,
He needs a life.
yeah, God, it's so hard. You like sit on the fence, right? Like I'm sitting here as a free agent, could potentially play. Never say never on like playing for the Titans again. But you say all these things and you don't want to get too wrapped up in what other people are saying. But it's just like, dude, grow a fucking sack. Like, what do you mean? I trusted you, Mike Vrabel. Like somebody just absolutely hurt you. Like you and Mike Vrabel personally had a one-on-one and he told you a plethora of information. And you're like, we can do this. I trust you. We can do this. I want to get into this with you. I don't know. It's just people that get so emotionally attached to it is where I don't want to say that either because I don't want to diminish or belittle anybody who loves their home team. Because I'm a fan of the boys too. Like I get pissed. Like I'm yelling at the screen and the TV screen, just like you guys are. But to feel so violated that you got to say, I trusted you, underline head coach. Like, whoa, what does that head coach personally owe to
Anyone.
that dude? Anyone, really. But it's like, yeah, okay, you can make arguments to the fan base. We pay dollars, we pay money into this thing. Like, that's valid and fair. But for the personal guy that says, I trusted you, Mike Vrabel, and you let me down. All I know is this. When the boys bounce back, because they always fucking do, and they start going up like the stock market. We better not hear a word from that dude. Because the trust was broken, right?
Luke
talked like shame. Hey, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. My man was tweeting like it was shame on me. I can't believe I trusted you again. You know what I mean? So if the boys bounce back up and start going up, like when the boys bounce and go back up, you better not be on that bandwagon because you're already gone. You're already off of the train. Like you're an outsider. You're somebody who waits for failure and wants to write about it for headlines and clicks. Because those people who wait for failure and want to do the whole writing for clicks thing, like they're people that have never been in the industry, have given any sweat into the actual industry that they cover, and they've never built anything in that industry other than a little fan base that thrives on hate or negativity that drives the clicks and drives the troll world. Like that's just like, that's facts. But hey, that's real though. Like there's nothing that they've done. I'm laughing because that's facts. Because I'm thinking of the Nebraska comments I made last week. I'm like, and that's facts. But they like, I don't know, man. You gotta be. I don't want to talk too much. I don't want to continue to talk too much about it. I've clearly talked enough about it. Let's get into an ad read from our boys at FTX, investing in the crypto generation. There's a lot of people out there that are quitting their jobs because they feel like they are professionals in the crypto world, and they do it through FTX. FTX is the world's most popular mobile app for cryptocurrency tracking and trading. You build your portfolio and follow the prices of more than 10,000 coins. Barstool College Football Show and FTX Student Crypto Giveaway. I should have read that before I put the thing together. Okay, so Barstool College Football Show and FTX they're doing a student crypto giveaway. In addition to Casey, Dave, Big Cat, and Brandon Walker's top 10 rankings from the Barstool College Football Show, which is released every Saturdays at 10 a.m. Eastern. Tune in, boys. We created a top 10 leaderboard of students signing up for verified FTX accounts and are giving away massive prize pools of crypto to the leaders, including $100,000. I repeat, there's a $100,000 prize split among signups for the number one school. All you have to do is sign up for FTX using your .edu email address, and that will get your school higher on the board. Visit the App Store, download FTX for free, and sign up using your .edu email to increase your school's chances to win. Boys, I'm not going to lie. My blood is hot right now. And not because of what we just talked about, but because of that shot of whiskey. My skin's a little spicy underneath. I'm not used to drinking on a late Monday morning. It was just one shot for any coaches and GMs listening. Hey, but on a positive note, you know, on the Titans loss, dude. Just keep fucking talking about it. Anything else from the Man of the People segment?
No, we're good.
Is there any question I can answer for you guys? Being fans of the team.
When are you going to get back out there and help this team?
I try from the AC of my own couch, dude. I try my damnedest. There's some Twitter fingers and a nice pumpkin spice latte with it being Spooktober these days. But I'm trying my damnedest to get the boys back on top. Whatever juice I can give them, whatever little subtle text I can throw here and there, like that's my role right now. Other than that, I'm a podcaster. I don't know shit. Other than working my dick off to get these boys back on top. That's all I know right now.
Hey, Will, if you're on the team and in that locker room this morning, what are you saying to the team? What kind of impact are you having on certain individuals who may be in a slump, maybe going through some things? Like, how are you lifting that locker room right now as a player, as somebody who people look to lift them up, you know, to provide, you know, some laughs, entertainment? Because it seems like you do a very good job of managing your emotions, your expectations. Like, as a veteran in that locker room.
Question right now. I gotta take the smiles off and I gotta put the real fucking hat on.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things you bring as a veteran in the locker room is going through these tough times. You know, what exactly are you doing? Who are you lifting up? How are you helping? What are you providing to this team right now?
We're sending that to a GM.
We're sending this and we're sending this. Well, I don't think I'm grabbing a mic to speak to the entire team. I think like everyone like has their roles. And if it's me personally, it's like you're never as bad as they say you are and you're never as good as they say you are. And that's like the mantra that is always preached from the top down. I know with like Vrabel and everything else, Vrabel does an insane job at like keeping guys even keel, trying to keep guys away from the bullshit and, you know, saying all the right things. I know me personally, it's hard to be like, what would you say to these guys? It's like, I never know or intentionally go up unless I feel like a guy could use something like it, that I'm close to. Like, it's not like I go out of my way to talk to somebody who plays a vital role, but I'm not close to on the team. You know what I mean? I try to be my personal self all the time, no matter what. So when shit is tough and bad and everything else, I try to be the same optimistic cat. Like I bullshitted the other day on Twitter. I'm always a glass half full kind of guy. I'm legit always a glass half full kind of guy. Like if you're down bad, right? You lose 2 in a row. I know that's not the case with the Titans, but if you're like losing, you feel like the world's falling on top of you. It's like, I know in my head, I need to be over enthusiastic at work the next day because everyone's dragging, like everyone's going to be hanging their heads and not actually hanging their heads, but everyone's going to be wondering like what everybody's kind of thinking. Right. So I know if I'm the same person and you're going to get the same energy out of me every day, like then I'm doing my little simple role as a teammate. If I'm in a leadership role, maybe it's something bigger. Like being in a leadership role, maybe you're talking to a group of guys. Maybe you're in the locker room, knowing guys might not respond to a certain coach the right way. But if I'm saying it and I'm trying to give them the perspective for them without a coach in front of them or without the team listening, and I can be a little more blunt or a little more like my own way, like I've done that before too. But for me personally, it's always being like the same dude all the time. I'm the guy who loves to get coffee. I'm love to get a little coffee break. Hey, coach, like just because we're losing doesn't mean we need to go extra long on this meeting because you feel like we need to have an extra long meeting. Like, let's get that break and then joke with, like, always keeping stuff light to where you know you're keeping the main thing, but also like being the same dude 24/7, because I think there's a lot of like, there's a lot of value in doing that because guys feel like they can act like themselves a little bit around you, to where if you're mad one week or you're hot and cold each and every week, guys don't necessarily know how to act, right? So I know for me, as my own little part as a teammate, like being the same dude all the time. And for me, it's always, even when I was playing a shitload, it's always, and we joke about it all the time, but that extreme ownership and accountability. JP, I know you want to laugh because we joke about it a lot of time, but I'm fully about doing that. It's like accountability and optimism over dwelling in excuses, right? Because if you have accountability, you take the power out of everybody else's hands and you put it in your hands. Like, you find ways to maybe ask an extra question. Like, if I put everything on me, if Will Compton has a bad play and I'm like, okay, I did have a bad play. Fuck what everybody else is saying. I know that was a bad play. Will, how in yourself can you get better in this? Knowing your own strengths and weaknesses and what you did or didn't do the week before, how can you grow and get better from this? If you're somebody who takes all of the accountability in the world, you put the power into your hands. Maybe I need to ask a better question, or I need to raise my hand when I know I don't know something, or if I'm not clear on an answer, even if I'm not rationally at fault. Right? I put all of that shit on my plate because I know it comes from my own power at that point. It's not putting it in anybody else's hands. Because if you don't take accountability and have optimism in doing it, it is what it is. The game comes and goes. Like, we're playing a kid's game, and not to diminish the game, but you try to keep in perspective that it's going to get better. Like, shit's never going to last forever. Like, tough times don't last, tough people do. I know we joke about this stuff, but that's a real fucking thing too. So knowing that you have accountability and optimism outweighs dwelling in excuses, because if you don't have accountability, you expect other factors to fix it for you. And when you have you expect other factors to fix it for you, you keep yourself from learning and growing in that state. So if, again, Will Compton, watching the game as a player, on times where I've dwelled and made excuses, I know I hinder myself from getting better because I expect somebody to play better in front of me, or somebody to give me a call that's playing behind me, like a safety. In this instance, I'm a linebacker. D-line needs to play better in front of me because I'd make this tackle if this D-lineman would just hold off this double team better. Or if safety gives me this call, we make the correct check and I'm in the right call. When you don't have accountability, you put yourself in a spot to not grow and learn at all. And then all you do, a byproduct of that, is you just feed your ego that you're right. So when you do those things, you're not able to get out of and see the bigger picture. You're just dwelling in the moment. You're making excuses, and you're not growing at all as a person or an athlete, player, whatever fucking job you're in, because it all carries over. It's the same way. I wish I could pull big examples from the pod, but I'm sure you guys working on the shit, when you know something's not right, it's so fucking easy to like point the finger at your coworker next to you. And I'm not even talking about the pod, but also the pod, but anybody listening, right? It's so easy to blame, dude. It truly is. But if you legitimately look at it and not make sure that everyone knows it's your fault, but to your own self as a man, if you know, I can do this better. Here's how I can do this better. And maybe next time I'll be in a better spot because I'm a little more patient. I ask a better question and I raise my hand and just say, hey, I don't know what's going on right now. I want to be better at this. And I feel like when guys do that, that's when you get better as a team. That's when you get better as an individual. That's when that individual can take that ownership as a teammate and help their little circle that they might be around. Because again, I've been in spots where I've worn the C on my chest and you feel like you have more of a responsibility. I'm saying a little bit more when I'm in the sauna with the guys. I'm saying a little bit more when I watch film. I point out my mistakes first, and then I can talk to that guy and say what their mistakes might be in the same fashion, in the same respect. I've also been in spots where I'm not the starter. I'm not the captain. I'm just a teammate. And a guy might be leaning on me for special teams, or I might see something and I know a guy has enough respect for me that he might listen to me. Right. So, and then I might just go and have a certain conversation, not to where, hey, this is your fucking fault, but create an environment to where you have like that vulnerability and empathy to where it's like, hey, I see what you're saying. Here's what the coach is going to say. You're going to be pissed off, but when you look at it, this is what you need to do. right? And if that guy gets something from it, that's awesome. We're all fucking winning together. But that's ultimately what each individual needs to do in every locker room, everywhere, what every person needs to do just in work and in life. And it's what I do with playing football. When stuff goes wrong with the podcast, like my immediate reaction is, what the fuck did Alex, Blosh, JP, Jack, and Garrett do wrong? But if I give myself a moment, I know ultimately, like, what am I not communicating that's ultimately on me, that I'm not creating an environment good enough to where guys can speak up or say something. And in everything I do, I try and take that same mentality about it. So I know I just went on a fucking TED talk there with a little whiskey in my system. Bars. And I hope I answered your question, but I forget what your question even was. But that's my TED talk. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and subscribe if you're watching YouTube right now. Please hit the subscribe button. JP, here's where you put up the little subscribe where it jiggles around and the arrow comes and clicks on it.
That's how I get better.
That's how you can get better. If I'm saying something, that's how you can get better. Let's hit this ad read. Georgia Boot, the world's hardest working boot. And guys, guess what? It is Mocktober at Georgia Boot, and where they have the world's most comfortable mock toe boots. Georgia Boot, the world's most comfortable boot. I've already said that before. It's America's hardest working boot, the world's hardest working boot. And for 80 years, Georgia's been making boots that work as hard as you do, tough enough for your job, and cool enough for everything else. That includes those Georgia Bulldogs tailgates, because it seems like they're the only team who can beat Alabama right now. Georgia Boot makes super good looking and super comfortable boots, so comfortable you never want to take them off. Whether you're working on your feet all day, working around the house, grilling out with the boys, with your friends, with your significant other, these boots don't sacrifice comfort or style if you need to pick up that big date, boys. Georgia Boot offers the best work boots, wedges, and loggers around. Whether you need a waterproof boot, steel toe, soft toe, Met Guard, non-puncture shank, non-slip sole, mock toe, they've got it all. Head over to georgiaboot.com. Use code BUSSIN for 20% off. BUSSIN for 20% off from the boys to you. Happy Spooktober. We love you. We appreciate you. Also, happy Mocktober. What else we got, boys? Mouth's a little dry. I need a drink of water. Yeah. Did that inspire you, JP?
Hey, that got me fired up.
Did it?
It did.
Sometimes I struggle because I know I have a weird mix of personality between like Jocko Willink and a fucking Stoolie. You know what I mean?
It's a good mix.
Yeah, like I don't know whether, I'm in the joking mood, I'm in the serious mood. I was sitting in the sauna with like 6 seniors in high school at Boost Fit Club. So over at Boost, they have this hockey school to where I have no clue how the hockey world works. I'm like asking these dudes questions. But I go in the sauna every day. JP's been in the sauna with me.
Yikes.
What he has. He's trying to get better. But I was sitting in the sauna and all these fucking kids start coming in the sauna, and low key, I'm a little pissed off. I'm just like, God damn it. Like, go to class or some shit. Like, God knows you're only going to sit in here for 5 minutes. You know what I mean? And hey, for the boys who are listening, who were sitting in the sauna with me, I don't mean it as a disrespect. It was really hot in there. It was getting to be hot, but you guys kept opening the door. And I'm thinking in my head, like, God. But get to know these dudes. And where was I going with this?
We're not really sure.
Yeah, but what was I saying before?
You don't know your personality. You got.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, the personality thing. Because one dude goes, "Are you Will Compton?" And I'm like, "Yes." And I know I've been quiet, and I'm listening to a Simon Sinek YouTube video on like leadership.
Out loud or in headphones?
Out loud, because I'm by myself in the sauna, and then all these kids just come in there and completely like killing my mood. I hear all these high schoolers come in and they're loud as shit outside the sauna, and I'm like, God damn it, I'm just trying to be in my zen post-workout and listen to my Simon Sinek on leadership. And these 6 kids come in, and I just keep my head down and don't say a word and keep the YouTube playing, the phone on the ground. Anyway, I end up talking to these dudes, and I'm thinking in my head, like, because when the kid goes, are you Will Compton? And I was like, yeah. I'm thinking in my head, like, I wonder what these dudes even think of me now, because they see me on the pod and on social media all the time. But they're sitting in here, and I'm kind of just like being quiet. I'm like, you need a drink of water. I'm like, you need this. And I'm just kind of like, being low to the ground. And Simon Sinek mentions millennials, and I lift my head up. I'm like, hey, pay attention. He's talking to you guys. And they kind of chuckle and laugh, but I feel like they're just looking at me the whole time. But anyway, just going off that weird mix of
before the pod, it was always for football, obviously.
Right. Right, but those kids don't know me for football.
Right.
Like, it's weird because a lot of people, it's like the Bussin stuff now. They have no clue I fucking play football. I'm pretty sure I rattled off that I played 8 years and they're like, oh, no shit. They didn't say that they're in high school. You know, cuss.
You? Really?
Yeah, they're like, for real? But no, I'm glad I inspired you, JP, all to say that.
You picked up 2 wins this weekend.
I did pick up 2 wins. Look, I know we had a little bit of a dragger, not even a dragger, because we had an upbeat little TED talk right there. But we had a couple wins this weekend, and we're going to get a third tonight. By the time you listen to this episode on Wednesday, I'm going to go ahead and say the Raiders are, 4-0? Raiders are 4-0, dude. The boys in Vegas are rolling right now. And I'm saying that. Matter of fact, you know what I need to start doing? Wearing my jersey. Wearing one of the jerseys. You brought that up too. Wearing one of the jerseys anytime one of the teams win. But the Washington football team, hail to the boys. They won. They beat. It was tough, honestly, watching them beat my dog, Coach Arthur Smith down in Atlanta, Coach BDE. Because we're always rooting for him here at the Bus because he's a two-time appearance guy. But the boys in Washington won. Huge win. Played there for 5 years. Just, if you need to Google or anything. And Nebraska fucking won, dude. Not only won, they beat the shit out of Northwestern. Division I football team.
Good team.
Good football team.
Yeah.
Did they play special teams too?
They played a little special teams this time.
Kickoff.
Yeah. They kicked off. Thank God we didn't have to punt that much.
They kicked off.
What'd you say?
You just went, they kicked off.
I was just trying to play into Nebraska, killing them. And I was saying Nebraska did a lot of kickoff. That was their
We kicked the ball off a lot because we ran up the fucking score. The clock was running by the end of the game. And honestly, I say my bullshit about Oklahoma, about them losing to Michigan State whiskey. Like we should have won, right? But there's a huge part of me that's like, yo, we're legitimately undefeated if we don't fuck around on special teams. All this last game did, this homecoming game, which I wish I could have been in. I'll get in a second why I couldn't be there at the homecoming game. But the boys showed up and took care of fucking business, dude. Drug them. I'm talking Red Dead Redemption, hogtied a civilian, drug him to the railroad track, hogtied him up, and laid him on the railroad to get ran over. That's how I landed that fucking plane right there. Not only did the boys beat the shit out of Northwestern, but the boys at Nebraska are beating the shit out of the boys at Michigan for the t-shirt drive as well. We joked a lot about it. I laughed. I tried doing my best to not say a whole lot, but I knew what JP whispering back there.
Said the t-shirt drive.
The soup drive.
As if you're not trying to win 10 grand.
Yeah.
Not donating to charity.
Yeah, this is a t-shirt drive. Thanks for donating.
T-shirt drive for profit.
Turn in your box top labels.
Hey, Nebraska's beating the shit out of Michigan as far as the t-shirt drive goes. The boy comp, we're about to be, this is an easy 10,000. I knew it would be. I laughed. I got a little rattled when he talked about Dave Portnoy, but I should have known that Still Presidente himself, he's not showing up to save Taylor. Like, Taylor doesn't have a Superman. You know what I mean? Like, I know Dave's got a lot going on with his One Bite Pizza reviews. They're phenomenal, by the way. I tried one over the weekend. They are really good. But I knew he wasn't going to come to the rescue. Like, Michigan's not about loyalty like Nebraska. Michigan is not. They have tradition, yes. But, dude, Nebraska dies for this, bro.
A lot of fair weather fans coming out of the Michigan side.
There's a lot of fair weather fans on the Michigan side. There really is. Like, even when I would play there, they have like one of the biggest stadiums, but it wasn't the loud. It was never the loudest. Yeah. I mean, like, people. Oh, what? Because it's a bowl. Like, it's like a.
I mean,
way it's built.
That has like a slight factor.
Yeah, but when you're busy on your phone and you just want to wear a navy blue or white T-shirt just because to say I'm at the Michigan game,
it's there for the gram.
Right? They're there for the gram. People in Nebraska, the shit is generational. I'm slightly like joking, like I'm playing a little joke for the podcast, but I'm not fucking around. Nebraska's, what are you laughing about, Jack? The shit is generational. I'm talking grandparents, dude, are teaching are teaching their grandkids right now about how to be a Husker. because they don't want to listen to their parents because it's always one in ear out the other when you're a kid. But Nebraska is generational. And I don't even know, like the girls, the chicks, the ones that are for the boys. You got Nebraska accounts that are for the girls that are like, hey, make Nebraska tees that are for the girls. Switch out the boys and put the girls, and then under it put are for the boys. Like you got Nebraska fans begging for more merch. That's how insane it is out there.
That's what you mean when you said they're different.
Yeah.
I didn't even say different. I said different.
My bad.
But yes, that is what I meant, dude. I'm telling you, it's different out there, bro.
Yeah, minor detail.
And not to continue to play off different, but it really is different out there. Like, you guys keep fucking holding back laughter. Like, I'm not joking. This isn't a joke. This isn't a laughing matter, dude.
It's a t-shirt drive. We're trying to
Yeah. I don't even know where I was going with that. Now you have me thrown off right now.
Hey,
Saturday, yeah.
We trust you.
Nebraska, yeah. I guess I just want respect. Like I know you guys haven't been there, but my wife, I think I took her to Nebraska one time, and it wasn't during anything. I think it was like late February or early March, and we just went for something. She gets off the plane, and there's nothing but red all over the town. Like it never ends at Nebraska. It's the only show in town. The stadium becomes the third largest city in the state of Nebraska on Saturdays.
Are they dominating their own state in recruiting, or are they losing players?
I have no clue. Like, what am I, a Rivals.com worker?
I mean, I don't know. You're saying like the whole town. Like,
I'm talking about the tradition. I'm talking about the way fans love Nebraska. I'm not talking about the way.
Well, then your 5-star shouldn't be leaving to other places.
Oh, you're trying to take a weird shot right now. You're trying to take a weird fucking shot right now. Right off, we just came off this ass whooping at Northwestern.
Bloss is a USC fan.
Bloss is a fan of. Bloss is probably an Alabama fan. The way he just coattail rides everything. It's crazy that some of you guys rode with Taylor too. Like you guys wanted to go with the hot dollar.
Listen,
the hot ticket.
We
you guys
know
wanted
why.
a meal ticket.
We
You guys
know
wanted
why.
a meal ticket.
You know why?
We gotta eat, bro.
Yeah, I need that meal ticket.
You guys literally thought in your mind, oh, Will wouldn't take care of us if Nebraska won.
100%.
If we sold out for Will. Did you not think about that once?
You didn't say anything.
That's because like we're on camera.
unsaid, bro.
I don't got to sit here and buy your guys' loyalty.
That type of
I'm
love
not
is
like
unsaid.
Taylor. That's Michigan shit. I don't got to sit here and point and be like, I'll give you this, I'll give you that, I'll give you that. Call so-and-so, call so-and-so. I'm thinking in my head, no. Let me get home first and let me dial it in and let me work the phones a little bit and see how I'm going to place this attack. Also, I'm paying the players to promote it. NIL deals.
Yeah, I actually
No, that's legal.
I know. I'm saying you didn't say that.
Yeah.
This is the first time you mentioned that.
Yeah,
know.
yeah. I listen. I don't talk strategy in front of the opponent. Like I said, I go back to my house. I think about how am I going to continue to beat the shit out of Michigan, and how do I benefit the players as well. We had about 54 requests out there, paid deals to tweet about the shirt because just as much as I'm doing this, I want them to have a little part as well.
For the boys.
Thank you. I want to
Well-
exemplify what being for the boys is about.
Well, I texted you asking if this was our first Bussin athlete, and I didn't hear a word from you.
You're on the other side.
You're on the
bro.
other
You're
side.
ops. Why would he do that?
You made the shirt for
You
Michigan.
drew the line.
Thank you.
You, yeah.
You drew the shirt.
Could you repeat that?
You made the shirt for Michigan, and I will give Garrett credit. You're the one who found the concept of the boys shirt anyway.
Yeah. So whose team are you on?
You're not flipping this on me. I know how this shit works. You chose your side, bro, and you chose
That's fine.
to get a quick scholarship that you knew wouldn't last long.
That like kind of is real life.
Yeah, transfer portal.
Hey, we made our bed and we're gonna sleep in it. It's about accountability, bro. And we're admitting our faults. And all we're gonna do is move forward. We're not gonna dwell on the past.
You know what I love about this whole thing too is the fact that it's not even close to over, and they've already admitted defeat.
Well.
He said we're gonna accept accountability and we're gonna move forward from this. I'm just letting you guys know the numbers are out, and it is a bloodbath out there when it comes to Nebraska tees and Michigan tees.
Do you want to tell everybody though what the new rules are?
I haven't talked to Taylor about it yet. What I wanted the new rules to be, I gotta clear this with the boy because this is again, it's a partnership. You have to work with the other side. It's got to be about communication. I don't just make the rules, but I would like to propose we only run this bet through the end of the weekend because Nebraska and Michigan play this weekend. And I just feel like it set everything off. Like if we're selling out for this thing all year long, like number one, we got a lot of fire other merch going on. Washington, they want some tees. I want to get them a tee made. We got other teams that are winning too. I'm obviously going to promote the Nebraska team all year long. Honest to God, and I'm not lying, I think if I stopped selling the Nebraska shirts now, Michigan wouldn't even catch up by the end of the year.
So do it.
I'm not, listen,
So confident.
I can do a side bet with you.
I don't have 10 grand.
No, I'm not doing that because I got to win this. I got to secure this first. But I'll tell you guys a number after the show, and then we'll see by the end of the year if Michigan even gets there. How about that?
Yeah. Yep. We'll write it down.
We'll write it down.
Can we only make those style shirts for like Michigan and Nebraska if there's like a certain number of people that we know are going to plan on buying them? Like
What do
for
you mean?
other fan bases? Because I have people begging me for us to make a Tennessee Vols one or like an orange one.
So what has to happen? And I try to say this on Twitter. What has to happen if you guys want a shirt made for you, of the boys concept shirt made for your team? The demand has to be seen and proven on social media, because what happens on my end is I come up with ideas all the fucking time. I'm bored as shit. I'm not playing for a team right now. I come up with stuff all the time and I harass the Barstool out in New York. I talk about, can we get this made? Can we get that made? And unless the concept is proven to them beforehand, they don't let me make shit. There's so many ideas that I haven't even gotten to make that I thought were fire and that the boys thought were fire. And they're like, Will, why can't we make the shirt? And I'm like, you guys just don't get it. So if you want a shirt made for your team, there needs to be demand. So when we tweet out what a potential Tennessee shirt could look like, if we get a shitload of retweets and like, this is the shirt I'm going to wear in my coffin when I go one day, we'll be able to make that shirt. If I then take that and show Allison, God bless her soul, I love her, at Barstool, when I show her that stuff and that data, she'll be like, okay, we can make these. We can make about 100 of these. And then when they sell out within fucking minutes, we get to make more of them. And that's how it works. That's how we get to make shirts. That's how we get to make stuff for other teams. That's why I play in and lean into the boys winning games, because I need these shirts to get made for those fan bases.
Help us help you.
Help us help you. Boom. That's a clip.
5 seconds.
Roback. Pronounced. No. You take it and then cut out the dead space. And
It was a joke.
it was a joke. Roback. Pronounced Roback. You all know Roback. It's the best fit and the best feel in the game. The boys are very appreciative for the opportunity to sponsor the show because our reads are so epic and the office loves it every damn time that they want to continue giving us ad reads, and I hope they stay with us all the way through 2024. Roback dropped new performance polos just in time for football season, and when we say the designs are fire, we mean it. So if you're hitting the golf course or need a fire polo for a night out with your girl, Roback has you covered. We've worn these polos 100 times, and the collars look brand spanking new each and every time, and the fabric is just so soft, you never want to take it off. Roback's gear is popping up all over the NFL, from our boy Quentin Nelson to the Bengals DN Sam Hubbard. Roback is quickly becoming the go-to activewear in the league. Luckily for you guys, Roback just restocked their performance hoodies, and I'm not shitting you when we say these are the absolute softest, highest of quality hoodies in the game. The material is actually out of this world soft, and the stretch is unmatched. Nobody does hoodies like the boys at Roback. So if you play football or you're a football fan, you wear Roback. It's that simple. Use code Bussin, BUSSIN, on roback.com for a generous 20% off of your first order. That's spelled RHOBACK.com. That's 20% off your first order on all polos, Q-zips, hoodies, and tees with code Bussin. Hop on the Roback train, hop on the Roback bus, because it's taking off. So go check them out, roback.com. Do it always and forever, the boys. What else do we got, dude? We just talked about Michigan versus Nebraska. By the way, I might be there this weekend. You guys are listening to this on Wednesday. I might be in Lincoln on Saturday. Would you get one of the boys, a little video action? None other than video action. No fun. You pay your own way, pay your own food. I'm just kidding.
Hey, we're selling Michigan shirts.
Yeah, you know what? Like, I'm charitable. Go buy a Michigan shirt. Go help them out. I swear to God, we have so much of a cushion, we can afford to lose a few. Go buy them. Like, I might make a bet to where I might buy 200 shirts if unless I'm not going to buy 200 shirts.
You want to flip and see if you can take Michigan to the top?
Yeah, just start go heel and try and take Michigan all the way up to compete with Nebraska a little bit. But dude, that's a funny idea. I wouldn't let Nebraska down, but I feel like all the Nebraska fans listening would just love to do that too, just to show that that's the power we have. Matter of fact, if you're a Nebraska fan and you purchase a Michigan shirt, show us the receipt just to show how charitable you are, that you're willing to help out the cause of the opponent. And honestly, Michigan played well against Wisconsin. I thought they were going to drop the ball against them. Big Cat and Taylor had a bet. Big Cat needs to post it too, that whoever lost would have to buy 20 shirts at the other, because Big Cat is with the boys. He's promoting Nebraska right now. But I thought Wisconsin was going to beat the hell out of Michigan, because Michigan just doesn't, aside from this past weekend, they just haven't looked that good. Like, they've barely won games. Like, they barely beat Rutgers. We're talking about Rutgers. What's Rutgers' first name?
Rutgers.
Is it just University of Rutgers? Yeah. Is it?
What's Nebraska's first name?
Nebraska Cornhuskers.
Okay.
Rutgers University.
Rutgers, aren't they the Scarlet Knights or something?
Yeah. Rutgers U.
Oh, I thought Rutgers was like their mascot name. Yeah, like a Rutger. I was like, what the fuck is a Rutger anyway? Is Rutgers a town? Rutgers, New Jersey? No. All to say is, like, Michigan barely beat them. I thought they were going to lose to Wisconsin. And I do believe the 6-0 Cornhuskers are going to give Michigan their first loss. I do think so. I'm not joking. I think they're going to come into Lincoln and they're going to get humbled. They're going to have a nice place of humble pie. What?
Let's make a bet.
What kind of bet do you have in mind, JP?
So condescending.
Yeah.
If Michigan beats Nebraska, you have to give us the 10K that Taylor promised us.
No.
You hear that? You hear that, Nebraska? You hear that?
No, but here's the problem. I'm securing, like, the 10K is pretty much secured. Why would I risk it? Why would I risk all $10,000 on this game?
Okay, maybe not all of it, but you can give us 1,000 that he promised us.
I'll give 1,000, period, divvied up between you guys, between you scumbags for jumping ship and going with Michigan in the first place.
Maybe 2,000.
No.
He's got a kid on the way.
Do I get the points?
What's the spread?
Or do we have an early spread right now? And I'm allowed to do this because I'm not on a team or anything.
Do you get the points? So you just said the 6-0 Cornhuskers are going to beat.
Don't try to use my pride against me. This is pure business. And I gotta find as much leverage as I can.
Listen, Nebraska.
And that's just what happens.
It's business. When money's involved, he kind of changes.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Me too.
Good answer.
You got Michigan -3 right now? Man, that's a close. What's funny is Michigan was ranked 15 versus an unranked 1-2 Wisconsin team, and Wisconsin was favored against Michigan. That's how much.
Wisconsin was just ranked the week before, though.
Yeah, but still, you're 4-0 Michigan, ranked 15. You're not favored against an unranked 1-2 team.
The points.
Right, it's Michigan who's ranked in the top 15. Again, 5-0 undefeated.
Y'all are 6-0 apparently.
Yeah, in my world, we're 6-0. I feel good about it, but I'm just talking about the betting in general. It shows you how much hope there's actually in Michigan being a top 15 team this year.
So no bet.
No bet. I'll bet you something. I ain't betting no 10K. I'll bet you. Here's what you guys got to be willing to do as well. If you guys lose this money bet, you owe me money. So you guys can talk about 10K all you want. We can go 10K.
How do
but
we-
if y'all fuckers lose, y'all owe me 10K.
Bet.
Combined?
Yeah, combined. How about this? $100 each.
Why? No.
Yeah.
So the payout then would be $100 to each of us, and then you would collect $500.
I'm individually betting you $100.
I'll take
But
that
you don't got $100,
I'll
JP?
take that bet.
Yeah, I got $100.
The free internship ain't paying you?
$100 is half a tank of gas.
Damn, what kind of fucking diesel are you driving?
Original Hummer, bro. I'm not. All right, so now y'all want to hate on my car.
Hey, is it straight up or is it the spread?
Spread.
Spread.
It's 3 points. You guys are ranked top 15.
I'm not a Michigan fan.
You are promoting the shirt.
Yeah.
This is a business decision.
It's yeah, exactly.
Okay, $100 straight up.
All right, deal.
Deal.
Sure.
That's $400 in my fucking pocket, dude. All right, what do we have next? The Comp Watch. What's the update?
I'm not paying him.
What's up with you?
So last week we had a bit of a deal last week. The boy was actually supposed to be somewhere last week. So all this dates with the Spooktober. What was I saying earlier too? Not being at the homecoming game. People who follow me on Instagram or follow my wife on Instagram, Charo had to get a cyst removed. We're pregnant. It's out and about now. The boys, hey, the Comptons are pregnant. We're having a baby girl. You guys all probably know. But the update on me free agency wise is I could be somewhere soon. I obviously can't tell you the team. I was supposed to be somewhere last week and I had to make a call and essentially say, hey, I needed to put on my husband hat. And my wife, she had surgery. She removed a cyst, a dermoid cyst that's been on her ovary since as long as she can remember, which was like 12 years old. It's probably like a little over 14 centimeters. Like 5.5, 6 inches cyst that was on her ovary. It basically overtook her ovary. There was no ovary. When they went in there and removed it all, there's no more functioning ovary or anything like that. But good news, ovaries are, in my dumb, ignorant male brain, they're like testicles. You only need one that works, right? The other one, the other ovary picks up the work of the lost soldier.
Next man up.
Right, next man up mentality. You lose. Yeah, well, the swimmers, that's a later episode. Yeah, take it easy, JP. You lose one testy, the other testy picks up the work of that lost soldier. But everything went smooth. The surgery went great. She had like 3 incisions in her stomach. Did I say that right? Incisions? 3 incisions in her stomach that removed the cyst. They didn't have to make a huge incision or anything like that, like they were worried about doing. But the surgery went really smooth. The baby's healthy. They took the heartbeat before and after. It was a low risk surgery. She's just down and out for a couple weeks. It's been tough for her to walk all weekend long. You guys are listening to this now on Wednesday, but the boy had to be super husband over the weekend. But anyway, last week I had to make the call, tell my agent and tell the team that, hey, I needed to be there on Friday for Charo to go through that. So my response was, in a perfect world, you guys will get me in a week or 2, but I understand it's a business. So if you got to continue to move on, like that's just what happens. But hopefully, you never know, the boy could be somewhere soon. But that's the free agency update. The boy's been working out. I've been training my dick off 4 to 6 days a week. Depends on the block of training. I'm in shape. I'm ready to go. I know I fuck around and just tweet pretty much all day long. But I'm ready to go and staying ready. It's kind of the same situation the last 2 years. Raiders, I didn't get picked up until what week, boys?
8. I think it was week 9.
Week 8 or 9, something like that. I didn't get picked up until week 8 or 9.
And coming off a little bit of an injury too. So
Yeah, I was coming off my ankle injury. But you know, I'm definitely still playing this year. Like I'm ready to go. I know everybody's curious. Like, hey, what are you doing? Like, if nothing happens, like Carolina, I know I've talked about that openly on them reaching out day 2 of camp. And I basically said no, like it was too early in camp. There was no bonus. There was no real contract in place other than minimum 0 bonus. I held off on that. I turned that down. Obviously, I did that dumb little tweet that probably didn't help me. that was day 2 of training camp. They wanted me to come down with the intent to sign. Pass on that. There was no other traffic or anything like that during training camp. And essentially, like when you get an offer, especially when it was that early in training camp, the question I have to ask myself is, if I say no to this, am I willing to risk not getting another call and going this year without playing football? Like, say that's my only offer. My answer to myself was yes, because of, the podcast and stuff we have going on off the field. And so you take that risk, and I haven't really heard much. Like, there's been teams that have inquired, teams that I'm familiar with, teams that I haven't been familiar with, but it's been more of like, hey, are you ready to go? Do you have your Vax card? Do you have all these boxes check marked because you're on our emergency list? Other than that, that's all you get told. And then essentially you just have to stay ready and train and be ready to go every Monday. Like, if something happens, it's usually going to be on a Monday. You work out Tuesday, you're on the team Wednesday. So that's the update with me on free agency. The surgery with my wife is why I wasn't at that homecoming game, why I wasn't able to partake in a huge Spooktober haunted house event. The Comptons had to stay at home. The Comptons had to stay at home and get the wife better, but she's doing well. Appreciate all you guys reaching out, all your guys' thoughts and prayers. You guys were all saying a lot of stuff when I was keeping you guys updated along the way. But she's crushing it, dude. In a lot of pain, but she's progressing every day and she's crushing it. So, the baby's healthy as well. So those are the main things. But yeah, that's my update on free agency. Any other follow-up questions, boys? I kind of do the thing where I end and then I look back at you guys all nod. You're probably feeling the same way as me. Like, anything else? You don't have to think of a question. If not, we move on to the next thing, which is this ad read by Roman. Speaking of Roman, swipe them, boys. You guys got to get your shoulder swiped up. Your soldier swiped up, not your shoulder. Your soldier swiped up and ready to go in the bedroom, because it is the secret to longer lasting sex. Roman swipes are clinically proven to make you last way longer in bed. They're effective, easy to use, and fast acting. They don't require a prescription. Roman can ship swipes to you in discreet, unmarked packaging, and each swipe's packet is small enough to hide in your wallet for whenever you need it. They're super easy to use. Just take the swipes out of the packet, swipe it on the old boy down low, swipe it a little bit on your testes. That's the strategy I've used in the past. Let it dry and you're good to go. It's tough when your gal goes south on you though, because it affects that. Just keep that in mind. Go to GetRoman.com/Bussin. You can get your first month off of swipes for just. You can get your first month of swipes for just $5 when you choose a monthly plan. That's GetRoman.com/Bussin to your first month of swipes for just $5. Spooktober segment. What do we got, dude? Like, look at this.
Shouts out the boys.
Shouts out the boys for fucking putting this all together. Yeah. What do we have on our spooky calendar for the rest of the week to get you guys back in the mode of Spooktober? Last year we did Spooktober episodes every week through the month of Spooktober. And listen, I know we have diehards, day ones. We have people that don't want anything to do. They only listen to this pod because it's October. But when you look at the data, you need to mix in some more stuff than just scary stories and spooky talk the whole time. So we're learning from it, because this year we're going to have the Spooktober segment where we talk things Spooktober. Our bus is still decked out because we're all about the spook. But we needed to factor in that other stuff, that current events, that stuff that keeps people coming and clicking. So when you see people get all riled up because I answer questions like, here are my thoughts on the Tennessee Titans. And things of that nature, because we get them all going. Then you guys know when we listen to this, we can joke around, and when people are like, oh, look at this dude just using this podcast to talk shit, blah, blah, we can keep trolling people. But Spooktober this week, right now it is Wednesday, September 6th. Tonight on the Spooktober calendar, if you guys don't have direction, right? If you guys are new to Spooktober, here are the rules on a high level. Rule number 1. You refer to October as Spooktober. all month long. This is a month-long holiday. We are the people that take Halloween and drag it out all month long and annoy people with how much we love Spooktober because we need shit that gets us out of bed in the morning. And thinking about Michael Myers having coffee, those little memes, those gifs, all the shit you guys do, that's fun. And we're all about having fun. Rule number 2, you have to watch a spook or something Halloween themed every day. It can be light. It can be heavy. It could be, if you go off the calendar tonight, it's Don't Breathe 2. Tomorrow is It 2. Friday is Old. Saturday is Sinister 2. Heavy hitters all week long. If you guys are on the Spooktober calendar, if you guys are on the Bussin with the Boys Spooktober calendar. But if you guys want to watch your Hocus Pocus, your Halloween Towns, your Charlie Browns, if you go on Ghostbusters. But there's also something on, maybe it's Apple TV where I saw, because I'm watching Ted Lasso pretty heavy right now too.
Oh, Hulu has a Spooktober thing right now that you try.
Roku does, right?
I'm sorry, yeah, Roku.
Roku's trying to take Spooktober from the boys. Yeah. We're in the middle of sending them a cease and desist right away. But what I was saying is Apple TV, I think, has Nickelodeon. So there's Halloween theme, October theme stuff like on Nickelodeon, like Hey Arnold, SpongeBob, Cat Dog, Rocket Power. So if you want to watch Rocket Power is where I learned about Mischief Night, dude. We'll get into Mischief Night when we get into that last week of Spooktober. But if you want to watch the light stuff, is what I'm saying. All you got to do is have something Halloween themed on. It doesn't always have to be scary as shit. The diehards, the people that love to just have their heart rate up and blood pressure up all month long, that's on you guys. Like they can do that. Like they're built different. And then rule number 3 is you do something haunted or not haunted. I don't want to say that. You do something Halloween themed every weekend. Spooky, right? So something that's embracing the spook. That is, sorry, I'm looking at the monitor right now. But whether it's a haunted house or whether you go somewhere haunted or spooky like JP did this past weekend on that lake where you look something up on Google and you're like, hey, let's go check out. Let's all pile in a car and let's go find this spooky spot. Or you go to a pumpkin patch, you go to like a hot apple cider party. Yeah. Something.
Yeah, those are
hayride.
yeah.
Dude, hayrides, bonfires, something that's embracing the month of Spooktober. Remember, we don't call it October, we call it Spooktober. And rule number 4, dude, is embrace the spook. So don't only do it, don't only be about it, but let people know that you're about it. So Bus with the Boys page, my page, Taylor's page, we can share the spooky stuff that's going on. We can show people embracing the spook. We can show people buying all 3 t-shirts. Really, it's 4 because there's a crew and a t-shirt with the Michael Myers one. But buying all of our shirts because we're merched up. This shirt that I'm wearing right now was released on day 1 of Spooktober. You had the other 2 that was a week or 2 before. Now you got this one. Jack back there, he's rocking. Get in the camera a little bit, Jack. Jack's rocking the Spooktober shirt from last year. But we got merchandise all over the store. Go check it out. Go buy your Spooktober merch and also buy your The Boys merch from whatever team you're rooting for. But that's Spooktober, dude. What do we have to talk spook? What do we have to talk spooky?
We had a Twitter question from Jared Horn. He said, you're trapped in one horror movie for the weekend. Which do you think you easily survive, and which do you think you have no shot of making it out?
That's a good fucking question. Oh, Horn of Plenty 05. Just Jared Horny, dude.
Horny.
Dude looks horny in that photo. It looks like the photo's being taken of him, but he's not looking at the camera. He's looking at the hot chick taking the photo. You guys go first. I want to go last. I got to think too.
I'll go ahead and start.
A horror movie okay, let's start with the first one. Horror movie you're trapped in, you easily survived. Blas, go.
Easily survived. I think I'm surviving Chucky. I think he's a little bit shorter than I am, so I think I could take him. Yeah. So yeah, I think I'm surviving Chucky, especially since it dates back to like my childhood. So I got a lot of built up for him.
Yeah.
Scared me a lot of times when I was a kid, but now I'm bigger than him, taller than him, so I think I could take him.
Chucky is the dude, like, Chucky's that movie that makes you run to the bathroom and shit in the hallways at nighttime.
Yep, that's exactly.
Like when you're little, bro, when that blanket is security, when you get your toes and all your limbs inside the blanket, you're like, I'm safe for whatever fucking reason now. But Chucky was that little motherfucker that made you fear for your life when getting up, being like, well, I got 2 decisions to make.
Yep.
1, wet the bed, or 2, go to the bathroom. And you laugh, but I wet the bed until I was about 14. That's facts.
Respect.
I did, dude, and it was
Takes a lot to
brutal.
admit that.
You talk about embarrassing growing up, like sleeping over at buddy's house, and you're literally taking a risk because you want to hang out with the boys so badly. And you're like, yeah, I'll ask my mom. And then when my mom says yes, I'm like, let's hope tonight's not one of those nights. I mean, I would wake up, dude, and piss all around me. And I would be trying to do away with the evidence so hard that I look back and I'm like, everyone knew. The smells that you had, like I'm stuffing stuff in the old Walmart bags that I brought with my change of clothes. I'm literally leaving the house, my boy's house, in the middle of the night, trying to go find some other trash can to throw it into so I don't get like caught. Literally blamed a friend of mine. I can't even remember the story, but I remember blaming friends. Like, damn, my man pissed the bed.
That's crazy. You peed on me.
my man fucking pissed the bed and peed on me, dude. But dude, growing up and you got a light bladder, I mean, doctor would say you can't have Kool-Aid past 7. Imagine telling a kid you can't have Kool-Aid past 7 o'clock.
Sleepover. Everyone is.
Yeah.
Everyone's having a ball, dude. You got the Nintendo 64 live. Hey, comp, you want soda?
Some GoldenEye?
Like, nah, I'm good. Yeah, I was a king at GoldenEye, dude. But
Let's keep it going.
yeah,
I'm still thinking who's got one.
yeah, I was saying that story to buy you guys some time, like at my own expense.
Chucky's a great pick.
Now everybody knows I fucking pissed the bed until I was.
For the boys, man.
The last time I pissed the bed once in college when my girlfriend was in the bed. I don't count that one though. I also pissed the bed in college my freshman year in the dorms. Sean Fisher was my roommate, and I had a memory foam pad that I put on the dorm bed. And mind you, I hadn't pissed the bed that senior or that freshman year of college. So what am I, 18? Probably in 4 years. So, oh, yeah.
You get a chip for it.
Thanks, fuckers. But I pissed the bed, bro, and we're in the little dorm room. And I'm in the middle of the night. I'm like,
Is this an unsolicited piss to bed?
this is an unsolicited. I'm sober. Like, this isn't like he's drunk and you piss the bed. I pissed the bed, bro, and I wake up and I'm in the middle of the night like, what in the fuck? Like, what is wrong with me? I'm just like burying myself, bro. And I take the memory foam bed and I go down and try to do fucking laundry with the memory foam pad in there. And I just wake up and play it off like, I'm trying to just make sure you keep the memory foam fresh. It'd been like 1 week already in the dorms. Like, that's how much I'm working. That's how much you're like working and stressed overnight. I'm literally staying up. I don't sleep the rest of the night because I'm waiting for I'm like, okay, I got about an hour for the dorm room laundry to get done. And then I got to go down the hall, fucking switch it out, try to dry it up. And the whole memory foam pad is just stuffed.
You look, you didn't burn the dorm down.
Dog.
Yeah. So anyway,
You guys learned a little bit more about me today? Yeah. Yeah, BetterHelp. We need to probably do a job when I'm on my own, like put some camera that's like up high, that's like around you guys, so it looks like I'm looking at the camera. And that's like I'm joking, but also like I know I don't look at the camera all the time, like when I'm telling these stories. Oh, that one's not even on.
No, they're on. There's 2 looking at you.
Oh, got you. But yeah, so okay, horror movies that you think you survive. Alex, what do you got? Chucky's a good one.
Chucky's a really good one. Fred, forgive me, I'm not a big horror movie guy. I'm getting into the spook this year.
It's all right. Listen, we're all about bringing
Freddy
people in.
is one where if you're not thinking about him, you're good, right?
Yep.
I think I could do that one. I think a lot of thought discipline over the last few years for me. I think I've grown a bit,
Okay.
and I think I'd be able to keep myself off of that train of thought.
Awareness equals survival.
I think so. In that instance, yeah.
What happens when you go to sleep though? Unconscious thought.
Because the thing is
comes in
you
your
don't
dreams.
know exactly that you're in a dream yet. Like when you meet Freddy,
Yeah.
you don't know that you're dreaming.
Okay.
So that's where, like, if you know you're dreaming and you see Freddy, you're like, oh, I'm dreaming. You don't have that thought.
You think you could train yourself, drill that into your head that if I see Freddy, it's a dream?
If you're like those fuckers on like,
Yeah.
yeah, if you're like that, those dudes on one of the newer version movies of Freddy, I think it's the only Freddy one that's out. He only has like one newer version that's out, right?
3 years ago.
Right. I think it was more than 3, but Anyway, yeah, that one. Anyway, that one. You know how you hit like mid-20s and everything's just like 1 year long. But in that one, the dude, they're staying up and going to the library and studying like how this can occur. So they kind
diving into it.
they're diving in, but they're sleep deprived.
Interesting.
So they're kind of
you're
falling
vulnerable.
asleep.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're still vulnerable because you're scared to go to sleep unless you figure it out.
Okay.
So I think that's a
I gotta
slippery
rethink.
slope.
I think I got to rethink.
Yeah.
That sounds unwise.
It's not a bad answer, but I just think you might not be thinking of things that are
Yeah, I might
valid.
be dead though. Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, I don't know about a movie I would survive yet, but I'll tell you which one I'm not surviving. Anything that has to do with the spirit, like paranormal, Insidious. No way, Jose.
We haven't gotten to there. What's the one you're surviving?
Well, I just said I don't know.
I do agree with you.
I know that
I think the shit with the spirits is where.
Have you seen Don't Breathe?
Yes.
I would fuck that blind man up. He would not stand a
I
chance.
fuck with that too. I
It's
fuck with that
like-
too.
I get it. I think he's like maybe ex-military or something movie. That guy is getting smoked. Like, there's
If
three
we're all
of you
trapped in
two-
this house,
there's some of
you're
us are
feeling
dying,
good.
though. I mean,
who you think dies? Hey, who you think dies?
I think no, nothing against you, JP, but I think
JP's cracking jokes. He can't resist.
that's it. It's Comp does something, and then all of a sudden JP starts giggling, and then that blind man is some sharp object into the neck. Then we're all fucking scrambling. We're all, that's just my opinion.
Who else do you think? You just think JP's dying, the rest of us are making it?
I think that JP dies, and then you have an immediate reaction to it. So it's like a 2 for 1, and then it's us 4 left. There's probably 2 left, and I mean I'm one of them. So these 3 can decide who.
military experience and
Glass makes it further than me. I know that for a fact. So
Yeah.
I'm not dying.
Yeah, but the minority never.
Oh, that's true.
That's,
Well,
that's
but
true.
it's a new time though. It's a new time.
It is
in
a
horror
new
movies, so
time.
maybe
It is different.
Second to last.
Yeah.
2021, they let him get to second.
Yeah, Boss can be second.
I said second to last.
Boss's character for sure sacrifices himself for the greater good of the final person. 100%.
I'm snitching. I'm saying, hey,
alive.
everyone is over there. I'll do whatever you want.
Yeah. By the way, I'm murdering that fucking dog, that Rottweiler.
Yeah. Oh.
No question. I think at that point, we take out the dog, we're going to win.
What about like zombie movies?
JP's got an answer.
What movie are you surviving? I mean, I didn't say an answer, but I think those are good, though.
Besides all of them, probably the SpongeBob Halloween episode.
Yeah.
The Hashling slasher. No, I'm kind of like Alex. I guess like the first thing that comes in my head would be it. Like Pennywise is not gonna kill me.
Oh, bro, what the fuck are you
You
talking
are dead
about?
first.
No,
Solidifying Jack's take.
I think Pennywise is an easy dub.
Are you just trying to cause controversy?
No, I'm being serious.
Why?
Because look at the kids that survived.
He's a shapeshifter.
Yeah, but look at like some of those kids
And
survived.
Pennywise feeds off fear. That might be a little more. That might be a little better for you, Alex, than Freddy Krueger.
Okay. Because I can control those thoughts.
I think so because
Control your
you're actively like you're not asleep. You know what I mean?
Right.
I mean, I guess it's not a good answer.
Yeah. Oh, not for you. I
Yeah,
guess.
not for you. You know what, Alex? That's the one that you might be surviving.
So I think I'd survive it. I think that would be me. Yeah.
I think Scream. I think I'm surviving Scream. If you watch Scream, it's just stuff's too obvious there. You know when you got to get out. Yeah, and you know what's your favorite scary movie, Sydney? Like stuff like okay, you know what time it is.
It's kind of a warning shot.
Right.
I'm coming.
And Scream's kind of built like JP. Like dude's just running around in some gown with the mask on. I fuck with it. I love the Scream. I got a Scream shirt. But I'm just saying I think I'm winning that one. I think I'm taking that one.
Go the other way now. What do you have no shot? I already know.
No shot of making it out?
Yeah.
I swear to God, dude. I'm getting chills thinking about it.
Yeah.
I don't fuck around with Paranormal Activity.
Not me neither. I draw a line.
Paranormal Activity is one that if shit's going down, like and you know in Paranormal they end up figuring out that it's like the wife's history of
Well,
like,
the new one It's called Next of Kin.
The minute we figure out my wife has an issue, I'm not a part of that anymore. Yeah. I mean, you might.
You gotta take one
Selfishly, like, yeah, it sounds crazy to talk about, like, you know, on our podcast that's listened to worldwide. But to think about, like, killing your wife or offing your wife in a time like that, like, you got to do something. But the issue is that demon knows you're trying to fucking kill it. All I'm saying is, hey, we're done. It's over. Like, we can't be together.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, walk away from the conflict. Just get out of the house.
Yeah.
Split it up.
Yeah.
That's it.
You're going a little crazy.
Yeah.
Conjuring.
Nope.
Not surviving.
What is it? What is that movie where they come to the cabin and then strangers?
Oh, strangers.
I'm done.
Oh, fuck.
That's like the most real life scenario for a horror movie.
Yep.
Strangers
And I
really
feel like
is.
there's like
Do you feel like you survived?
waves. No, I don't think so. And that movie's fucked up. Like the husband ends up like getting fucking deleted by a pump shotty.
Bro, that movie is fucked, bro. Are you talking about Strangers too?
I don't even know if I
There's a second one?
Just
Yeah, there's a second
just the OG.
It's naughty too, bro.
When they're
when they're like post like
by the swing set and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they just start popping up in the windows.
Anything with real people,
Yeah.
real knives, guns.
In the middle of nowhere.
tough.
It's like, let's go have a vacation in the woods 40 miles from like the closest gas station.
Like if there's people involved, like I like my chances of surviving. It's the stuff where there aren't.
You're a Navy SEAL.
No, well where there is no people. Like Final Destination, That's something you don't have any control over. It's just continuing to put yourself in those situations that hey, you're gonna die here. Like it's just what it is.
Yeah.
But and it's the paranormal stuff too. You have no control.
But still,
over that.
Strangers, like, number one, you got to be in those towns. It's not like it's just like happening at your house here in Nashville.
Do you have that in Bonne Terre?
Strangers?
No strangers. Everyone knows each other, but you know.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you got to kind of be a little more remote, like in those towns that have like less than a few hundred people. And then you get fucked up. If you happen to be out there, Blots, like, I know you're a concealed carry dude, but you lose that gun for a second.
So many bullets.
Yeah. Are you guys surviving Mike Myers tracking you down? Like you're the daughter, you're the sister or whatever.
That's a big, tough dude. I don't think I got him.
I'll get back to you after the 15th.
Yeah.
I know. Hey, October 15th, Halloween Kills comes out. This is not an ad read for Halloween Kills, but I will do one because we love Halloween. But October 15th, Halloween Kills comes out in all theaters. The boys, hey, we got a little private screening we're putting together for us. I can't wait. October 14th, I'm watching Halloween, the 2018 version. The week leading up to that, the weekend, you got to watch all of them because I'm priming myself for October 15th, our fucking Spooktober night together. Halloween Kills at theater.
A little pro tip too. If you don't understand,
Bleep this out too. Bleep out.
Okay.
That's why I was like, what in the fuck?
YouTube has some great like videos on the series of Halloween. So if you don't understand the order or how it all kind of ties together,
Right.
take 10 minutes out of your day, watch the meaning behind each movie and how they kind of fall chronologically.
I love the passion in your voice when you're explaining that. Like, take 10 minutes out of your day.
It'll set you up for success.
I'm sure YouTube's got some recaps. This ad read is brought to you by this show of Bussin' with the Boys is brought to you by Sport Clips. Visit sportclips.com. I got a haircut from Sport Clips. Visit one today to find a Sport Clips in your neighborhood. What does it look bad right now?
Little hat head.
Little head? That's all right.
Cut looks good.
A haircut shouldn't feel that relaxing, but it does with the boys at Sport Clips. That's because stylists don't just wash your hair. They use a 7 pressure point massaging shampoo technique that is so relaxing that you melt in your seat. And the hot steam towel? Yeah, boys. It's infused with tea tree oil and perfectly steamed, leaving you feeling like you just left a Swedish sauna. And to top it off, you get a pinpoint cut. To top it off, you get a pinpoint cut. Stop by Sport Clips today and ask for that MVP haircut. Tell them that the boy sent you. Say, hey, let me get the boy. Let me get that MVP, the boy haircut experience. It's ridiculously relaxing. Sport Clips, the pros in men's hair. I bet you guys didn't know that it's harder to cut men's hair than it is women's hair.
Really?
Had no idea.
Facial structure, hair texture, different types of designs. Like women just get like curly or give me straight. You know what I mean? It takes a lot to tap into that men's grooming. But go to a Sport Clips near you, ask for that MVP experience, and the boys got you. The boys got you. That we got you with that ad read. What else do we have, bro?
Monday Night Football tonight.
Yeah, but we talked about the Raiders. Remember, they're 4-0 now.
You want to throw a number on it?
Versus the Chargers?
Yeah. Not a bet, but a prediction.
I'll say this, too. Going off the Raiders fan base, we're Titans. We're Titans first here. Priority first. We're the boys. This podcast stemmed from the boys. Titans first. I just want that to be said. Our tailgates are in Nashville. We do our tailgates for the Tennessee Titans. But the Raiders fan base, the Raiders are beating the Titans in the boys' shirts. I'm not saying that's not a bad thing for the Titans fan base, because the Titans fan base is loud. They're proud about the boys' shirts. Like, they really are. Like, people are standing in the line at Acme to go and get one. Like, we got a lot of those boys' shirts. But when the Raiders were craving those shirts, dude, and we dropped the Raiders, the boys' shirts, like, it made me think that the Raiders fan base is different. I know the Titans fan base is different, but I'm just saying. And that's being objective. That's you guys taking my TED Talk, going home and looking yourself in the mirror. Be like, how do I have a little more patience? How do I ask a better question? And how do I get my other fellow boys to hop on this train, hop on this bus with the boys, and outwork the Raiders fan base? That's if you take it personally. But
That's crazy.
That is wild, though.
right?
Yeah, that's wild.
The Raiders fan base is actually what helped me make the Nebraska ones. And then the Nebraska ones are just fucking nuts. That's what helped me make us make the Michigan ones, not me. Us make the Michigan ones.
Funny how it didn't work for us.
How it didn't work for Michigan?
The Titans.
Well, yeah, but we're based out of Nashville. So they know a lot of our loyal audience and everything else will be based in like Nashville. So anything Nashville centric or the boy centric, because I played there last year. Taylor plays on him. He's like a face of them. Like, we can make stuff around the boys. But any like a different fan base, Allison wasn't a believer that 1 year with the Raiders pays you dividends in the long run. Because once a Raider, always a Raider.
Facts.
And they got to be kind of like the test on doing like another fan base. And then it's like, now Nebraska's wanting it. They're banging at the door. You get to make Nebraska. And now she's just a believer in whoever the boys, wherever we're getting the cravings from, we can make these shirts.
Did you see this thing at the end of the Ravens game?
No, what happened?
So there are 3 seconds left on the clock. They're up 23-7. They needed 5 more yards to run for 100 yards on the day. It would have been their 43rd straight to tie the NFL record for 100-yard games rushing.
43 games in a row?
Yep. And they ran the play and rushed for 5 yards as time expired. Love it.
I love that. Congrats to the Ravens, baby.
You're on defense for Denver. How are you feeling about that?
Do I know the stat?
Probably not.
Probably because, why else would they be rushing that with 3 seconds left?
Like, fuck, we got to stop these motherfuckers because we can't let them get the record.
Harbaugh said it was 100% his call.
Oh, yeah. If you're the Ravens, you got to go after that. Well, I don't know. I don't understand. Is there like beef or something? Are people pissed off?
Some people.
saying that it's bullshit that they ran the ball in the last play of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, if they weren't doing it for anything, then I could see why you're upset. But if you're going for the 43rd game in a row rushing for 100 yards, like
you got 5 yards. And
you don't fucking like it, stop it. Ravens fans, there's plenty of them that watch this podcast, but they're probably thinking, damn, that's crazy that they're cheering on the Ravens right now. But yeah, you don't want something to be done. You got to stop it. Like, you got to stop them. Did I'm sure the coach or somebody got mad.
I didn't see anything from Denver's coach.
So you're just bringing it up because it was a deal with like articles being written and shit like that.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah, if you're the Ravens, you got to go for that. And if you're like the Broncos and you don't like it or you're mad about it, like, okay, you got to stop them. Like, this is
ball.
It's pro football. Like, this isn't Pop Warner. Like, play every kid, everybody gets a ribbon,
or a ribbit.
or a ribbon.
No one's
Dude.
getting ribbons.
Or every kid plays, everyone gets a trophy and a ribbon. Like, this isn't like that. You don't like it, like, you got to stop them. Hey, is that Lamar Jackson?
Yeah.
Jackson?
Yeah. He said, "I'm not gonna lie, I ain't really care about the record. I wasn't thinking about that. I was thinking about winning the game."
Didn't they win like 40-0?
23-7.
Here's the last play of the game. What the fuck is he talking about? Like, okay, all right,
I
Lamar.
think he's just saying that wasn't my call. I wasn't the one who said, "Let's go for it."
Yeah, so I would just but I wouldn't be like, I was only thinking about winning the game. You won the game, dude. Like, you don't gotta lie. It's like the worst lie. It's no one even believes that. That quote right there is as good as Urban's press conference. Guess I'm not playing for the Jags.
Mark that one off.
Yeah, dude, this has been a great episode. It's been a fun hang, boys. As our heads were in the dumps, our heads were in the tank. It's been a long weekend for you guys. Washington football team won. Nebraska Cornhuskers won. Raiders are about to win tonight. It's a good day to be me, dude. No, but it does suck. Obviously, we don't get the boy.
Baby Mike.
We don't get the boy on the mic. But no, this was a good hang. If something happens and I go somewhere, all right, here's what we do got to plan for, and here's what we got to talk about. We owe it to the fans because the fans are what helps us run this fucking thing. So if I happen to go somewhere and let's say worst case scenario, let's talk worst case scenario open. Let's just openly talk about it. Go on any of your podcast apps, Spotify, Apple, just type in Bussin' with the Boys. You should find it. There's a nice little logo, and click on it, subscribe. What's that ad say? Unsubscribe and resubscribe again 5 times, and leave a review, and also go to their YouTube channel and subscribe to the YouTube channel and leave real comments, not live comments, but leave real comments. Bussin' with the Boys, for the boys, always and forever. Welcome to the buy all the Spooktober merch and all the boys merch. Welcome to the post show. So let's talk worst case scenario.
Yeah.
I leave next week. Like, let's just say next week.
We're immediately sad. All of us so sad, but also so happy at the same time.
100%.
Yeah.
I'm kind of the same way. I'm like, fuck, like
Yeah.
we got to figure out we got to figure out the pod. We got to figure out also while playing and everything else. Let's say I'm gone next week, and let's say the Titans continue to lose. What we have right now is we have 3 episodes. Ronan's Little Sasquatch. They came last week. We had a fun time. It was a very fun, silly willy time.
That's a banger.
That's a banger. Brian Peters played at Northwestern. Hated that we drug him this past weekend.
Right.
But Brian Peters, insane story. Alex, you didn't get to hear that one, did you?
I missed it.
That was the one you checked out on too, Garrett?
No, the next one is
Brian Peters was yeah. Brian Peters was a banger, more of a thoughtful one. I know we have people who like the entertainment factor and the comedy of the Bussin' with the Boys, and I know people also like the one-on-one conversations where we go deep and we peel back some layers. Fortunately, the TED Talk gave a little bit of that today. And then we have Amir Abdullah, who is a running back for the Vikings, who also played at Nebraska. He was a banger. Very insightful, very well spoken. And he motivates the shit out of you. But we have 3 episodes in the tank. If for some reason I leave next week, if not, we'll joke about it. We'll laugh. Oh, I thought I was going to go play on a football team and still be in the league and get back in the league. But now I'm back here in the chair. Then you'll see all the decorations and we'll have all the Spooktober stuff happening, right? Like, let's say I get called on Monday. What's going to happen is we'll run an episode and then I'll fucking drive down, or I'll drive wherever. Not down. I'll drive wherever.
Down the road.
Yeah, I'll take the flight. I'll try to get the flight as late as possible. We'll do an episode, Spooktober shit everywhere, crush the workout on Tuesday, and get signed. And then we have how many more weeks of Spooktober? 2 or 3?
After that would be 2.
Okay. So no matter what, let's plan on everybody listening. We'll still probably see an episode next week for when we beat the shit out of Michigan because we'll need that.
Right.
But after that, you might see running episodes where you don't see all the decorations. That's because we have episodes in the library that we need to run while we buy time, about 2 to 3 weeks worth of those episodes, till we figure out a rhythm for what we're going to do if I'm in another spot and the Titans don't bounce back. I don't even, that's not a real thought to me because I know the boys are going to bounce back. But when you run a fucking operation, you got to think about the hardship with the boys. You got to think about the worst case scenario and be prepared for it. So that way you're not surprised. I think what'll happen is we'll just have to I'll have to buy like a green screen on Amazon and we'll just lay it behind me and we'll act like I will be on the bus.
Yeah, you just gave it away.
I feel like people love, people. Yeah, this is the post show. People who are still listening, they're tier 1s, like they deserve to know this kind of stuff. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
They're investors. They're kind of like
they're
shareholders
invested,
almost.
dude.
Yeah.
People who are listening to us right now, the whole episode, like they're fucking diehards. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're the ones you want on your team. They're the ones you want to be in a what do they call it? Foxhole with. Boss. Military.
Turns head around.
But I think that's what we'll have to do.
I think it's a good plan.
And then I'll just run episodes. We can Zoom call people. I can do new teammates if I have new teammates. Well, I would have new teammates at that point.
Yeah.
But I get new teammates. Obviously, all the boys take over and all the operative stuff, and I show up and do a podcast for an hour or 2 out of the week. That wouldn't impose or anything on the priority of football. Look, who gives a fuck? You guys know where my brain's at.
Who have you talked to?
It's on whatever I'm doing at the time.
Who have are there any guys who have reached out about wanting to come on soon? Because we can tell the tier 1s to kind of get on them and push them a little bit to get on.
I'll tell you who I'm after. I really want to get Theo Vaughn on the bus.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as Zoom, I don't know. Like if I'm here for the rest of the year, I know I want to push for Theo Vaughn. We're going to get Mike Chandler before his fight in November. Yep. Mike Chandler's going to be coming on. So I know that's one. I want to get Big Cat on the bus for real. So who knows if that's going to be like a Zoom one. I want to get Chris Long on the bus. These guys know that. But people to go after, Jay Cutler, Theo Vaughn, Bert Kreischer. Who does Bert do it with?
Tom Segura. Yeah.
Tom Segura. That's right. I kept thinking Tom Selleck. Who's Tom Selleck?
A 1970s age actor, I believe.
Yeah. Those are dudes I would love to get on. When it comes to football players, I feel like you just got to pick your shot there. You got to kind of wait and then like Mahomes, we've DM'd. He wants to come on the show. He wants to come on in the offseason, so we'll get Pat at some point. Tyrann Mathieu, I know he likes the pod. I want to get Bakhtiari in person. Like, we got a lot of good guests, but anybody you think of and you tweet or reply to us, hey, you should get so-and-so on, to where we can then quote tweet it and then push for it. That's usually how the game of social media and stalking people works. Like, if I just come out and say, I want so-and-so on the pod, like, yeah, that works every now and then. I got to use that every now and then. But if you do it and give us a reason to talk about it, then we can make it happen, I think, a little bit faster.
That's how we got Ocho.
That is how we got Ocho. Ocho Cinco. He was coming to Nashville and people were tagging us. And we were on that like white on rice, dude.
That's something too. Actually, we don't see everybody who comes through Nashville. So if tier ones are seeing people that are coming into Nashville, definitely take advantage of that.
Yes, yes. I always look on the Zany site to see who's coming in town.
Yep.
Ed Bassmaster is going to come on at some point because I got in touch with him. But I check out Zany's. I kind of check out StubHub and try and see who's just coming through.
Yep.
But yeah, if you guys know somebody coming to Nashville, you let the fucking boys know because we see all the stuff. We see all the goodies. But yeah. Anyway, had fun. Subscribe, rate 5 stars, leave comments, leave reviews. Keep buying merch. It's so fucking appreciated, dude. We love having fun with you guys on the internet all the time. Keep the jokes that are going over everybody else's head, getting them riled up. Keep them going. Don't say that it's a joke. Just keep playing into it. Spooktober. Embrace the spook. Bring other people along. Tweet us. Show us photos of what you're doing. Buy the merch. All the fun stuff. But yeah, always and forever the boys. Biggest of hugs and tiniest of kisses.
If pee in your pants is cool.